Okay, you gonna be good for mommy? Are you gonna be good for mommy? Yeah, you gonna be good? Can you be good? I feel like you are gonna mess up my whole video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be going over my postpartum recovery. It's been about 10 weeks since I gave birth to my son via C-section, and I'd like to share my experience with everybody. I've had a lot of ups and downs and unexpected moments. So with that being said, let's get right into it. But before we do, I just want to say, I do have my little baby right here, because he was having a bit of a fussy moment the moment I decided to start filming. So hopefully he's a good little boy and we can get it done. I've organized my notes, so hopefully I'm not all over the place. So yeah, now we can get started. So first I would like to talk about my experience at the hospital versus my experience at home. So when you're at the hospital, it's just everything's a lot easier. You're more at ease because, at least at my hospital, there's always nurses around. There's always someone there to make you feel comfortable. Everybody's checking in on you. There's always somebody around to answer questions and ensure you, like, you know, just reassure you that you're doing a good job and that there's nothing that you need to worry about. And then, like, everything, like, the bed is there. Like, I had a hard time moving around and sleeping and stuff. Like, I could pretty much just sleep up like this. That's the only way I could sleep, was just propped up. And the beds were, like, perfect for that. So I got, like, the best sleep. The baby slept a lot. I don't know if this is for all newborn babies, but he slept a lot. The first, like, 3 days he was asleep most of the time. He only cried when he was hungry or needed a diaper change, and that was it. So it was fairly easy those first few days, and I spent 4 days in the hospital. And at home, all that's away. There's, like, nobody there to reassure you, to help you get back on track with breastfeeding, to let you know if everything's okay, what's normal, what's not normal, things like that. So, like, you're completely on your own. And it can be a bit overwhelming. And then, with that being said, once I got home, the recovery was just a lot tougher on me. I think I didn't let on that it was that tough. I feel like I didn't let on that I was struggling with the recovery a little bit. But I didn't expect a lot of things from the C-section, like the bad constipation. Like, they told me I was going to be constipated and I was going to be gassy, and I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. It's not going to be that big of a deal. They're going to give me some pills to help with that, and then I'll be back to normal in no time. Wrong. Oh my god, that constipation and the gas was like one of the most painful things I have experienced. It was so painful. Some days I couldn't even walk. I had to watch what I ate so I wouldn't be too gassy. And a lot of days, like, I just couldn't walk. I could barely make it to the bathroom. Like, it was so painful. Like, it was moving all over my whole body hurt. Like, that's how much of a struggle it was for me. And then you're already, like, limited in moving. Like, when you're fresh out of a C-section, it was just, you can't move around the same. You walk slower. You can't pick anything up. Like, the stuff is just different. And you definitely feel like it's like weight, a ton of weight lifted off your shoulders once you have a baby, because, like, you're not carrying anything anymore, so things are a little bit easier with movement. But when you have a surgery, it's just, it's a little bit more painful. So there was a lot of internal pain and I couldn't sleep the same because of it. Like, I couldn't sleep on my sides. Definitely couldn't sleep on my stomach. So for about 3 weeks I had to sleep still propped up before I could really start sleeping on my sides. And then I started sleeping on my sides and it hurt. And then like after like 8 weeks I could really sleep on my stomach again. But before that it hurt too much. And then like healing definitely took longer than 6 weeks. Definitely took longer than 6 weeks. I thought after 6 weeks, okay, I'm gonna be all good. I can go back to lifting stuff and running around and doing all these things. And nope, my body's completely, I wouldn't say completely different, but it's definitely different. Why are you doing this? You were just quiet for like the longest, and now you want to talk? Now you want to talk. Okay. But yeah, my body's like completely different. Like my knees are weaker from the weight. My hips are still loose. Like I can feel it when I do some movements. My hips are loose and I've almost hurt myself. Like things just definitely aren't the same. And I guess I was doing too much. My incision did come open a little bit at about 8 weeks, 7, 8 weeks. My incision opened up a little. But the doctor said it was very small and there was nothing to worry about, so I just decided to take it easy for a little bit longer. Okay. He's distracting me. So yeah, I just decided to take it easy for a little bit longer. And then the bleeding, I didn't know how long I would bleed because yeah, after you have a C-section, you still bleed the same as you would if you were to give a vaginal birth. And the bleeding lasted for about 4 weeks, and then at 6 weeks I had my period. Which I was shocked because... Here we go. Which I was shocked because like I'm breastfeeding, but I guess I breastfeed and I formula feed. So... that could be why I'm not exclusively breastfeeding, but my period was like really light. And I think that was due to the breastfeeding, so yeah. I did get my period at 6 weeks. So moving on to body changes. I wasn't mentally or emotionally ready for the drastic changes that would happen in such a short amount of time to my body. It was really hard on me. And some days I was so tired I didn't care, but for the most part it was like really hard on me, like what was going on with my body. And I still am struggling with it. I struggle with clothes, like trying to find what sizes fit me. Like I definitely couldn't fit luckily it was the summertime and I could wear dresses, but my maternity stuff like just got baggy on me super quick. Like while I was pregnant I didn't really need a lot of stuff. Like by the end of it is when I really needed a couple of things. Like I went from being like, I don't know, a medium, large, maybe a large, but I was mainly in a medium, to being like an extra large or a 1X depending on the sizes, but I mostly just went up to an extra large in clothes. So all of my clothes when I got out of the hospital were extra large and they just didn't fit the same anymore and they were falling off and I didn't feel comfortable in it and didn't feel comfortable with my body. So I had to find things that worked with my body that was still changing, as well as with breastfeeding. Like a lot of the clothes I have weren't really that great for breastfeeding. You are not going to make this easy for me, are you? He's not going to make this easy for me. Like after you have a baby, some things go back the same, but not all things go back the same. And you just have to accept that. Like my boobs are larger and they're saggier. My stomach's saggy. It's almost like a loose skin. But it's not loose skin. Stretch marks everywhere. golly, gee whiz. Things are just, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm trying to get used to it. And I've always been like self-conscious about my stomach. It's been one thing that, what are you doing? I've always been self-conscious about my stomach. It's been like one thing that I just never really liked about myself. So now it's just like completely destroyed, and I don't know. I guess I have to just get used to it. And like during my pregnancy, I gained almost 60 pounds. Like, I gained a lot of weight. And the thing is I did exercise through most of it. Like, even when I couldn't like lift weights and like do all that extra bending and moving and jumping around, I still walked for like 2 hours a day. 4 days a week I was walking like super long. And then when I wasn't, I was always on my feet trying to move around, just trying to stay active. And my eating habits didn't change that much while I was pregnant. I had some moments where I did binge, but it didn't really last long. I think it was only like a week out a month in like the first and second trimester I was eating a lot. The first trimester I definitely ate a little bit more, but after that I kind of just went back to eating 3 times a day. The only difference was before I was only able to eat half my food. Before I was pregnant, I would just eat half of what was on my plate and then finish the other half later. But when I got pregnant, I was able to just finish my meals in full. But most of the time I pretty much just ate 3 times a day, and that was it, unless I was doing something on the weekend or something special. I didn't really eat out too much. Like everything, all of my eating habits were the same, the way I eat out and everything. But I gained like 60 pounds. Everybody says like you don't know how it's going to affect your body. Like some women just gain a lot of weight. Some women don't gain hardly any weight at all. It just depends. I've lost about 35 pounds so far. Hopefully by May next year I can lose another 35, 40 pounds. So we'll see what happens. I'll be happy if I lose 20 pounds, to be honest. I'm going to try to be diligent and stick with it. It's going to be hard. It's definitely going to be difficult to lose the rest of the weight, but I'm still going to try. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then like by the end of it, like by the end of my pregnancy, most of it was just swelling, and I didn't expect to still be swollen for like the first 4 to 5 weeks. I was so swollen. It took a long time for my swelling to go down, because when you're in the hospital they have all those IVs in you and everything, so you go in swollen and then you leave with like the extra weight from all the liquids too. So that took a while to go down, which I was shocked. I thought like after the first week a lot of things would be back to normal, but it wasn't, at least not for me. So yes, that was unexpected, but that's my body. And I had started working out until my incision came open. Like I was just doing like walking, like fast-paced walking, like as fast as I could for an hour, until my incision opened up. Then I just decided I should just take it a little bit easy and just watch what I'm eating, because I don't want things to get worse. Like I want to be able to like take care of my baby. I don't want to put myself in a predicament where I can't take care of him. So yeah, I just have been taking it easy until it completely heals back. It just started healing back. It took a while. Like it was open, it was bleeding, you could see the meat. It was a little tender and sore, and I didn't really want to do anything extra because I was afraid I was going to make it worse. But yeah, I just been taking the time to heal and get myself together, because even though I'm feeling very self-conscious about my body, I do know that it's important for me to be 100% internally, mentally, emotionally, and everything before I can really work on myself externally, because it's just like putting a band-aid over a crack in the wall. You know, it's not really going to fix anything, and it doesn't really look that great, because I feel like if I don't feel good on the inside, it's going to show on the outside no matter what I do. So I just need to make sure I'm taking it easy and focusing on myself. So the thing I'm pretty sure everybody is always wondering about is, what is the sex like after a baby? Clearly nothing has changed down there because I did have a C-section, so yeah. That's probably a different experience for people who have had a vaginal birth. But I would say the sex is less often just because, you know, babies. But it's much better than it was before, because even though I'm not liking my body and I don't feel beautiful, my partner makes me feel beautiful, and he makes me still feel like attractive, and he lets me know that I'm still attracted to him just as much, if not more than ever now. And you know, you're more relaxed because we shared these experiences together. He's seen how my body has changed and all the things that it's been through, and he loves me even more, so we're more relaxed. We love each other even more, so the sex is a lot better because there's nothing like inhibiting you from anything. So yeah, love the sex. It's amazing. I'm happy with it. Oh my goodness, child. You didn't hear mommy say that, did you? You didn't hear mommy say that, did you? Yeah, and I did get an IUD. I did not have sex during my 6 weeks of healing at all. Like, I didn't even want to, like, physically. I don't even think I could. But, yeah, I did get the IUD. So that's going to be another video so I can share my experiences with that. But I wanted to have it for a moment just so I can make sure I got like the full experience, so I wouldn't just rush into an opinion. I really want to experience it and develop my thoughts about it and really see how my body's changing, if it's changing at all over time with it and everything. So that's going to be a separate video. So lastly, I really want to get into breastfeeding. So breastfeeding has been like, it's just trial and error. It's been one of the other difficult things that I've had to experience, and I know I'm not trying to sound like I'm complaining, but it was a bit frustrating for me to breastfeed in the beginning, and I know some people have a lot more of an easier time with it, but it was really hard because when I was in the hospital, the baby took to my breast. He took to my breast like the first 2 days, and then after it was nothing. He didn't want it. The struggle was what are you doing? You want to breastfeed? You just ate. The struggle was real. Like, I wound up having to give him a bottle because he went over 6 hours just without eating anything, and the nurses were like, he has to eat, we have to give him a bottle. So they brought down formula, and after that I was like, oh yeah, I like this. I don't know if this whole breastfeeding thing is gonna work. And it took about a week. I would say it took about a week for my milk to come in, which I thought it was going to take, like, I thought my breast milk was going to be in 2 days. I thought my breast milk was just going to be locked and loaded in there and I was going to be ready to go. But no, it wasn't. And breastfeeding really didn't really start going that well until I started getting more breast milk. But I will say I do breastfeed and I formula feed. I'm breastfeeding more now. It's like each week I breastfeed more and more now that I'm getting used to it. So I'm down to like 2 bottles at night and like 3 bottles during the day, and then I breastfeed in between, and he's still eating between 7 and 10 times a day at least. So yeah, I don't have a problem with any formula. It's FDA regulated. It's highly regulated because it is given to babies. I know some people have issues with it, but I feel like you make the best decision for your child, not somebody else's, unless you're responsible for them. So yeah, that's my take on formula. I really didn't get comfortable with breastfeeding until around 5-6 weeks. That's when my breast milk really started to come in more. Before, I struggled to make any, and I wasn't taking care of myself for like the first 3-4 weeks. Was not taking care of myself at all. You could probably notice that a little bit in the vlogs that I'm going to be putting out from a week. It was around 3 weeks. I vlogged that 3-week period just so I could have something to look back on, and I wanted to share it with people. And I really do like looking back on it, but I did notice that I just wasn't taking care of myself at all. Like I wasn't eating. I was eating like once a day. Eating like once a day, that's not healthy, especially if you're breastfeeding. I was hardly getting any water in, and it's still hard, but I'm doing a lot better to like eat and get water. I'm eating it like 3 times a day now, but before I was barely eating 3 times a day. If I was eating at all, I would just tell people I ate. But like if I was eating at all, I was so like busy, and my fiance was traveling, so it was pretty much just me here doing everything, and I was so tired. Like you don't even think about eating. Like you completely forget to eat. It's surprising how quickly you forget to take care of yourself when you have a baby. But it's very important, like taking care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be there to take care of your kid. So yeah, that was a big struggle, producing milk, and then like him latching on, and like it just felt like I wasn't good enough, and like I was getting frustrated. And I know it was like, I don't know, I was trying not to like make him feel any type of frustration I was feeling, and it was just hard, and he just did not seem satisfied. You want this? No? Yeah, he just did not seem satisfied at all. And then like latching on was like the biggest issue. Like the first month, like latching on, oh my god, it was such a struggle. It was painful. It hurt so bad, and I know it was supposed to hurt, and it took a while for me to get the hang of it, and then it took a while for it to not be painful anymore. So yeah, it was exhausting, especially in the middle of the night. Like I was like, oh my god, why? So, and I mainly formula fed at night. During the first month, like the first 4 weeks, I would just formula feed pretty much at night. I would only breastfeed once or twice during the night, and I would just stick to breastfeeding during the day and do like maybe a bottle maybe once or twice during the day. And then, but now I'm mainly just like breastfeeding during the night, and I do maybe formula during, like I'm breastfeeding more. So overall, I would say this has been a wonderful experience. Like people are so understanding, and they're so nice to you, and like you can relate to so many more people. You can relate to more people once you have a kid, because it's like they just understand. They know you're sleepy. They know what you're going through. Women know what your body's going through. It's a lot. Oh, and I forgot to add how much my skin has changed. Oh my gosh, like breakouts left and right, and then it clears up, and then I break out again. My skin has been going through some crazy stuff. I think it's because of hormones. But yeah, overall, I like it. I like it. You did a good job, buddy. Letting mommy film. You did a good job. Yeah, you did good. You let mommy film. Thank you. Thank you, handsome. Yeah. I love it. I love being a mom. Like, I couldn't, like, props to women who go right back to work. I know it's very, 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 very hard to do, especially if it's your first baby. Like, you just have so much respect and understanding for so many people once you have a baby. And I feel like you can only have a baby to, like, understand. You can always show sympathy, empathy, but, like, once you have a baby and you share that experience with, like, millions of people. So, yeah, I think that will be all. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up. Please share your experiences in the comments down below. I love seeing other people's experiences on this thing. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss out on a video. If you see me in another video in this outfit, it's because I'm about to film a random haul video while I can. I like haul videos, so yeah. Thanks so much for watching. See ya. See you later. See you later. Oh, okay. Okay, so really quick. Ah, shit. Fuck. Fucking knees. Oh God. Ah. I didn't mean to curse. I'm sorry. Okay, so really quick, I am going to show my stomach and what it's looking like 10 weeks postpartum. I'm just gonna be brave enough and get it over with. So yeah, this is what my stomach is looking like. And then I have stretch marks over here, and then stretch marks over here. So yeah, look at that. And my boobs have outgrown all of my bras. And there it is.